G'day legends, Blake here with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I effortlessly bred white cloud mountain minnows, a beautiful fish suitable for beginners or experienced hobbyists alike. And once I show you how easy it can be, I'm sure if you haven't had them yet, you'll be dying to try them after this. Let's jump straight into the video. So this story starts at the Aquarium Society of Victoria trading table. I picked up some longfin white clouds on the cheap there, a great way to get some bargain fish. But also I have to shout out Andrew from the club, who also stitched me up with some beautiful males from his colony that was left over. So they all went into a bigger tank here, this tank right here. And for a while they just grew up, I fed them up and they showed beautiful coloration. During this time I'm just allowing them to grow, feeding high quality foods like baby brine shrimp if you can, but if not, a high quality pellet is going to be fine for something like a white cloud. Getting them comfortable to their environment and to the water parameters in your particular fish room, and overall just getting them settled. This is key really to breeding any fish, but in particular something like this. So I picked off one male and two females and put them in this Kmart 20 litre 5 gallon tank here behind me, and I just left them. Now it's important to note that, how convenient, there's an example right here. You guys know I've talked about my 3D printed breeding boxes for the emerald rasboras in there, but CPD's down the rack there. So obviously a lot of tanks have this set up with the hang-on breeder box and the 3D printed tray in there. And these tanks were no different to that. Actually, I still have it here on the floor. This is the exact one. You can see it's nice grown in. We've got some Sawasa tang attached to it. So it's sat in the aquarium for a long time. And of course, being a lazy fish keeper that I am, I never took it out when I put the white clouds in there. So I just left it like this and kept feeding the fish and whatnot. And I just thought, it's not gonna hurt. Until I noticed something really cool on the top of the aquarium. Hopefully this camera picks it up, but if not, I'll supplement with some macro footage later. But along the top of the water surface, I saw, there's one, right there. Don't know if you can see that, but there was a bunch of little fry scooting around the tank. And being the opportunist I am, I always like some surprise fry. So I just got myself this little brine shrimp net here, which is just super cheap from Temu, eBay, whatever it is. I just got, let's see if I can do a live example right here. If you can see right there, I just scooped 5 beautiful little longfin white cloud fry there, and I just went to the tank next door, put them in exactly like that. Now, don't panic because the room is heated, so the water temperature in these two tanks is exactly the same, and the water comes from the exact same tap. So that's why I can do that. If you have a non-heated room, you probably have to just find heaters that are going to be the same temperature. But anyway, I went through twice a day and kept doing this and was finding that it was really good. The fish, being a longfin white cloud, they seemed a bit maybe too slow to catch the fry, or maybe just disinterested because I was feeding them so much. So I kept it up and I kept scooping out fry twice a day as just a joy really. I did nothing and I got fry out of it. So then I thought, what could be better than some fry? Double that. So I set up this tank here, and as you can see, it's very similar. It's the same dimensions and pretty much the same setup, except in this one I only put a clump of moss in the bottom there, and I didn't have a spare 3D printed contraption here just sitting vacant in the tank. So I left it as it is. However, this tank, there was never any fry on the surface. So that got me thinking, and the conclusion I came up with was that white clouds found the eggs to be super delicious and a great high protein snack. However, once they hatched into fry, they couldn't keep up with them anymore. That's a theory I'm going with anyway, and it's yet to be disproven, I guess. So it was just by happy accident that the eggs were falling through the grate on the 3D printed breeder box, and then once they hatched out, they were free to escape or get to the top of the water column where they'd be then safe, I guess, or ignored. So I thought, is there some way that I can maximize the opportunity of the breeder box? And I thought the best way to do that would be to create one that's slightly bigger, but one that has this kind of shield at the front. So you can see here, this is pretty much the same thing, but slightly different. It's just got a shield, and I've been facing it backwards in the tank just so that they feel a bit more protected, where they can go in and have their eggs and all that sort of stuff. I mean, the original idea between the Emerald Rasbora CPD one that attaches to a hang-on breeder box is so that I didn't have to get in the tank and make them feel scared. I think a safe and secure fish is a confident fish that is happy to spray eggs everywhere and use up that sort of protein that doesn't come easy when you're a wild animal. So anyway, now obviously this isn't a new idea or a revolutionary idea, and after accidentally finding the white clouds had spawned in my grates, obviously I've taken a lot of inspiration from Lowell's Fish Lab. I'll link down below in the description, a great channel that I've been really enjoying, and I particularly like the rounded corners, as you can see. However, personally, I just thought there was less error with a grated top and instead of a drawer, which is his setup. And also I prefer just verticals or line slats rather than the sort of square grid pattern of his. So personal preference really. However, this idea has been done for a long time, including something I'm sure a lot of us have tried before, the old bowl of marbles, which is great, but a bit of a pain to clean. Certainly grated boxes are a lot easier than that. You know, the plastic knitting mesh that you can get from craft stores is another great option. The main premise of the video is to say, if you want to breed white clouds or other egg scattering fish that maybe are a bit slow, a bit not dopey, but a bit less inclined to chase a baby, it might be just that they're eating the eggs because they're not moving anywhere. And that was certainly the case here with the white clouds. So if you can put something in place to protect the eggs until they hatch, then you're able to just scoop out the fry from the top of the surface with a brine shrimp net or a measuring cup or something like that. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, you could probably just fill up the top with some frog bit or floating plants. Red root floater I'm sure would work great as well, until they're big enough that you could just scoop them out with a regular net, making sure that you're feeding a variety of smaller and larger foods. That is one thing I would say, is that once the fry is separate, it's a lot easier to then feed that tank my vinegar eels or microworms, and then eventually a powderized food once they're big enough. However, that's really as simple as it can get. But if you get creative and come up with your own solution, definitely tell me about that, perhaps in the Discord as well. I love seeing people's other inventions as well, and that's one of my favorite things about the hobby. So if this has helped you, I wish you all the best success breeding your own white clouds. Other than that, it helps me to smash like, hit subscribe, and all that fun stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.